Butt plug.
Get ready.
Get ready, 6 vapies.
6 vapies, 1 island. This episode. Stay tuned.
No one would have got that
No.
pre-show. We were talking in the pre-show about the ultimate summer movie with I should do the intro. Welcome to Amigos Co Monday/Tuesday for 2022. We're back. We have here Legion Vaps from northern New South Wales. We are down one amigo, Mr. Vandal. Our biggest love goes to you. I can see you in chat. I'm sure there's going to be an ultimate level 25 points to Vandal for trolling. Send your love to Vandal at chrisvandal.com.au. That's not really the website address here, but we are joined. I put the call out like literally 5 minutes before the stream because we wanted to have some friends. And 2 friends put their hands up collectively. One is Frames motherfucking Janklin all the way from California, and Mr. Surrug, Colorado. Is that right, sir?
Absolutely, Adam.
Yes. Awesome. Thanks for coming on, fellas. We hope you're all amazing in your face holes at home, in your eye holes on the YouTubes. 2022, here we are.
Yeah, man.
Frames, you're a California boy. I never, for some reason in my mind, I always thought you were East Coast.
No, man.
I always pictured you like somewhere up New Jersey, Maine area.
No, SoCal, man. Born and raised in the desert.
Sorry for the insult to the west then.
No, dude. It's all good. Honestly, I always felt like I should have been born on the East Coast. I've always had like this weird obsession with like the East Coast, like Boston specifically. Don't know why, but I've always had like this like giant urge to like go to Boston and like see what it's about. Because
it's your spirit home.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
I'm a Red Sox fan, you know, it just makes sense, I guess. Dude,
you should do it. As soon as all the dust settles and the viruses calm down and they come out with the full body suits.
Oh yeah. Luckily now I got some peeps in Massachusetts now. Shout out to my man Sean Typhon, as well as my man Mr. Vapor Swaggins, aka Crypto Swaggins. My dude.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely gonna be
You mean second rate Vandal.
Yeah.
But it is a possibility, and beans can be in your future, right?
Yeah, 100%. I need to go to Fenway, bro. It's on my bucket list. I have to go to Fenway.
Oh, is it Fenway Park? Is that
Fenway Park, bro? Big green monster, baby.
Right. Interesting. Yeah. Mr. Surrug, were you born and raised Coloradian?
Absolutely not. I actually moved here from SoCal, where James is from.
Oh.
And I was born and raised there, but I kind of settled with one of those realistic. I'm not pretty enough for LA. I'm not smart enough for New York, so I had to end up somewhere in the middle. I made it over the mountains.
I ain't pretty enough for LA.
I just about called it there, you know. So once I cleared the mountain range, I ended up living in the foothills of the mountains. So Golden, Colorado.
Nice. Yeah.
Beautiful place. Been here about 10 years. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Colorado and Montana and places like that, they just, I know nothing about them, but they put a picture in my mind that just is like tranquil AF. Like, I don't know why, I just want to go.
Well, that area, Colorado, Montana, I mean, that is the true West. Despite what everyone thinks in cowboy movies and stuff, the reality is that the Wild West was in the middle of the country.
Yeah.
They hadn't got to the coast yet.
Yeah. We hadn't got that far yet.
Yeah. And just like any other, change of situation, moving out here, I've grown accustomed to the cowboy hats and the nods and the howdies. I say howdy all the time. It's just, it kind of blends.
Hey,
so yeah.
Well, let me tell you, bro, I may be from Southern California, but there was a point in time where I had a pair of cowboy boots, cowboy hat, and one of them big ass belt buckles, son.
I watch a lot of Yellowstone.
Plaid shirt and all, dude, tucked in, you know what I mean? With the Wranglers. I think that's what they were at the time.
Isn't that a thing in the States, though, where like at least maybe every 10, 15 years, cowboy couture just becomes the thing?
No,
right across the country, just like
rhinestones and the whole thing.
I mean, legit, I was listening to country music. Garth Brooks was my hero. Like, I was in it, bro. I wasn't just wearing it just to wear it. I was in it because I wanted to be it.
Fair enough. In SoCal. You're the SoCal cowboy.
Yeah. Hey man, there's a lot of rodeos out here, bro. You'd be surprised. There's actually out here where I'm at. There's a lot of like ranches. Believe it or not.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
I was in my first bullfight when I was 13. Was not ready.
Did the bull win?
Every time.
Yeah, every time.
And the bulls kept getting heavier and heavier. And when they got to about 2,600 pounds, someone approached me from the side and said, "Did you sign the life waiver?" And I said, "Life waiver?" And he just pulled me up from the bars. He's like, "You're done." I was 13. I had no idea. But yeah, you're out of here. And so I survived that one. And that was my first and only bullfight I was ever in. So it's an experience.
I've always been of the opinion that when it comes to bullfights, if the bull doesn't win, someone's cheating. Because by rights, man versus bull should win every time.
Yeah.
No swords, no extras, just wits and fast feet. That's all you need.
Yeah, and one big gun to hang on to that. The ketchup arm. Don't they call it the ketchup arm? I was having a visual of you saying cowboy boots and like all the get up, but then having like rocking a big series stack at the same time.
Oh, dude, could you imagine? That'd be hilarious.
Can you imagine though if vaping had been around in the Wild West, we would have had like Colt branded, like all the gun manufacturers. They've got the machinery. It would have been like just a thing. Just okay, we pump out some guns. Let's pump out some mech tubes. They would have been awesome. I mean, true gunmetal finish, of course. Mm-hmm. But can you imagine like how beautiful those things would be? Especially like if you look back at some of like the high end revolvers that were made, the hand engraved inlaid ones, and you transfer that over to the mod life, that would just be sick. It would be so cool. And little holsters for them as well.
3 times the weight. It would have been 3 times the weight, but it would have been gorgeous. Yeah.
It would be trigger pull.
Whacking tube.
It would be. You'd have it.
Because then you'd be able to do the cool little pistol tricks with your mech mods.
I mentioned you just stand there like cloud comp. You stand back,
spin, cloud comps, bro. Oh my god,
and then you blow the barrel out at the end.
You don't want to be drawing from the wrong holster though.
It's steam train.
Because
you got to make sure
that cloud should not be pink.
Yeah, and it should be going out the front of your face, not the back.
Yes.
The steam train. That was basically just a big mech mod.
Yeah.
Steam train. Yeah.
But also, so going back to guns, gun barrels are milled they're machined in a certain way to like cause the bullet to do a certain thing, right?
Rifling.
So why wouldn't they do that with a chimney for a VAP?
Why not?
Why'd you say that out loud, Adam?
Yeah. You should have. That could have been a Breeze Tones.
Just kidding.
Now the wheels are cancel.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like maybe
no, I totally
extra
get
velocity.
What you're saying. I just don't know why you said it out loud.
Oh well, at least it's it's documented. So if anyone did it, you stole
we can come back to this as reference that Adam was the first person to mention it. Yeah. So whenever you see this happen, Adam was the first person to say it.
Yeah, that'll be. I'm trying to think of a cool name for a gun barrel chimney. Or maybe that's just it. Gun barrel chimney for your face hole.
You said too much.
Yeah, well, clearly it would be the Volt 45.
Indeed, yeah.
Why don't you just call the RDA you create for your face hole?
Yeah.
Or a Bolt 1911. Dude, I like that terminology there. The Bolt instead of Colt. Anyways, we're getting down the rabbit hole here.
Yeah. Because we are putting things in our face hole as we're talking. Let's do a little bit of international law for any show like this. Perhaps we should do the buffet. Buffet. 4 dudes, 4 vappies.
4 vappies.
4 vappies, that was it. There was another one that I gave to the world for free, coming up with calling people a vapie. That's the term for a human.
From now on, bro.
Well, wait a minute. Normally, in most things, it's and E, as an is the one doing it, and E is the one that's being done unto.
Yes.
So if I'm vaping, I'm the vapor. But if I'm vaping on someone, then they're a vapee?
The vapee, yeah. Or it's a plural for many vapors, is the vappies.
A cloud of vapees.
Actually, no, it might have been Sean Typhon that came up with vapee.
Yeah, Omen with the vapees.
Omen with the vapees, that's right. So, yeah, I can't That's a +1 for the Sean. Would anyone like to go first? I'll fill out that panel to put your hand up first. And
I'll go first. I got some in my hand already.
Oh shit!
I got Shed Time. Amigos Co Monarch. I love this thing dearly. It's very, very sentimental to me. This was actually a gift from, speaking of which, vaping with the Omies, my co-host when we used to do the show. Love this thing. Got the Squy on top of there from 99 Raps and Greg Stevens, just in my live review on it. If you guys missed that, you can go check that out. On top, I got a nice little Tombstone chop top that I think matches pretty damn nicely, if I do say so myself, to the resin on the old mod there. Inside, of course, got some freshly installed Breeze Tone coils, the best coils on the market, if you ask me. It's singing like Celine Dion. If you guys listen to my podcast, you know all about that. But inside, I've got some going it across the room from homeboy Mango, because mango is life, and it just tastes pretty damn delicious out of this thing. And then I've also got this guy, the oh wow, hello, bright as shit.
That was vibrating
neon.
We got you
the
now.
old Pulse AIO from Mr. Tony B and Vandy Vape with the vessel inside it. Oh, look at that! Got my own metal.
That thing looks like if you vape on it for a week, you'll get mouth cancer.
Yeah, like it looks radioactive almost, right? Inside, I've got the vessel with the another Breeze Tones coil, believe it or not. And I've got some, where's the bottle here? Some Testing Grounds pear cream cheese Danish. Oh, and does it taste delicious right now? And also got a nice little bearded Viking tip on top of there that just matches pretty damn nicely, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, it does.
And yeah, that's all I got. And hydration.
Hydration, most important part of that lineup.
Damn it.
Hydration.
Sura, you want to go next?
Yeah. So I got the Nightmare 25 Mini, the little guy with on the Dreamer, custom coated by Palmer's Powders with the DHD tip on top. This thing is so pretty. It doesn't leave my hand as soon as I get home.
Oh, you got the ice cream one.
I got the ice cream. Absolutely. Yeah, I know.
Awesome.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
With the sprinkles on it and everything, bro.
Nice.
I actually got Breeze Tones coils in here right now.
Oh yeah, you do.
Yeah, because that's really important.
Because Breeze Tone coils, bro.
Crackle City. Right now, I'm kind of going back and forth between some Sad Boy, Key Lime, just because for some reason it does hit right. And then Donut King, because I really like desserts and mechs. So nice. Donut King, Strawberry King. And then my all day, or my just carry around is the Aegis Legend with the Blotto on top. A couple of 2.5s in there that are Dutch's coils. First ones I put in there, and they're doing all right still. So
vape like royalty. Yeah.
Leaving it where it lie. And that's something strawberry in the tank for that guy.
Nice. Love that Mac. That's gorgeous.
Yeah, it is.
It's so fun. And then even on the button, he put in some effort. So it's really nicely put together.
You don't play around, man.
No.
Swear one of these days I'm going to get around to sending something to Palmer. It's not going to be a Mac. It's not going to be an RDA. It's going to be some random filmmaking gear. I've said this before.
Anything metal, bro, that can withstand the heat of his oven, bro. He's down for it.
Microphone.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Just in the case.
What are you guys vaping on over there?
I also have the not radioactive version of the Pulse. I have the subdued, because the company was smart and didn't send me the ugly one. Sorry, I like this one. The Pulse, yes, the Pulse. In there, I got some Anarchist Pink Lemonade because I just re-wicked it, and I always go back to the Pink Lemonade. I love it. In here, I also have my very last Breeze Tones. I went scouring through the pile of random coils. I had one left, and I had to reserve it for a while. I was waiting for the right thing to come along. It's perfect in here. And Cthulhu drip tip, if you can see. This thing is so comfortable. It's sort of swooped, and it just kind of fits like a nipple. It just fits perfectly like a nipple.
Like it was meant to be, right?
Yeah, it just kind of curves over your lip and under your top lip. It just fits really, really comfortably. I know that sounds silly, but it does make a huge difference. Feel. Yeah, I love this device. I don't like the drip tip it comes with. And I know
I don't even think I used it.
Yeah, I used it for like half a day. I popped it back in for the review. I pulled it out. It's not very comfortable. It's not very nice, but yeah, I like this one. I'm also using, God forbid, a pod system. This is the Flexus Q from Aspire. It is exactly what you'd expect from a pod system in that it's got a pod, it's got a battery, got some buttons. You can adjust the power a little bit. You can adjust the airflow. Other than that, it's fairly straightforward, but it is durable as all hell. It feels like this is built like a mod, not plastic or anything. In here, a little bit of Hoots box, which is this stuff here, which is just basically apple juice, what you get in like a school apple box.
Nice.
It's quite nice. And the thing I've been using mostly for the last week is this one right here. This is the, what the hell is this called again? The Valerian 3 kit. So the new Valerian 3 tank, and then they're matching dual 18650 mod.
Oh, you will.
Yeah, you will. It is solid. It is nice. It is really, really comfortable to hold. The coils in this are phenomenal, and I showed Adam a couple of days ago. This is the one that I've used already. I'll just show you. This is sort of a regular size coil, and this is the coil that comes in the device. I mean,
yeah,
this coil could almost fit inside that coil. In fact, we did this last show. You can fit a 510 drip tip right into the coil itself.
Straight to the face hole.
They are huge. They're absolutely huge. If they went down to regular style coils, you could actually just you could probably fit like 3-4 mil more in the tank. But it is really nice.
Talk about a coil head.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Jeez.
Look at that.
Have you gotten this thing, Steve? The Freemax Maxis.
No. Freemax were one of those companies. They reached out to me. I started getting some reviews from them, and then they went quiet for a while.
Yeah, that happened. I did one or two things for them, and then didn't hear from them, and then I just got a random email about this thing. But dude, the coil head on this thing is serious, bro.
That is beefy.
But I will tell you
that actually looks like a shell. It doesn't look like a coil. It looks like a shell.
Yeah, they're pretty good, man. I was surprised. I will say though, this ginormous magnetic tank on this dual 18650 mod is kind of weird though, because
chunky boy.
Yeah.
Look at that's.
Yeah.
And you can't put anything else on it. And look at how much airflow there is.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So no 510 adapter.
No.
So is
not
it
that I know of, at least.
It's an all-in-one restricted or direct lung. Yeah. It's not a pod. Yeah, interesting.
No, not a pod. It's just all-in-one, like restricted.
And that's Freemax. Maybe it's a way to get people out of this disposable pod life that's been happening. You know, maybe it's the 2022 turnaround that we've been waiting for.
Well, you raise a good point, because I've noticed recently, and I can't review them. If I get their call, I have to say no because of stupid Australian restrictions. But I've noticed that we went from pods to the pod mods and all that sort of stuff, but the pod market stayed. And then, of course, the disposable ones sort of grew, and they were like no-name brand or lower brand, not great things. There's like Jewel and Blue on one hand, and that's pretty much most of what was there. And then there's just this plethora of unknown brands of just weird pre-filled crappy juice pods. But this last 6 months, I've noticed that was it Wotofo, UL, is it Joytech? Like, some of the major manufacturers are jumping on the disposable, as they do with
Smock
everything.
Just released some too, I think.
Yeah, and this kind of concerns me, because this is what happens. They jump onto something that they see is growing, and then their involvement makes it grow even more. This is what we saw happen with the growth of squonking, what we're hoping to see happen with the billet box. But I'm not really down with them doing disposables. They're good at doing other stuff. They shouldn't be doing the disposables. We don't need them. I don't know. I've two minds. I'm not against disposables existing, but I don't think they should be like 80% of our market.
Yeah.
Right.
And I feel like when they start doing that, they start forgetting about certain parts of the market. You know what I mean? Like us. for instance, or the people that don't use pod systems and, maybe only use a sub-ohm tank because they don't do mouth to lung. They use, 3 milligram, direct lung devices. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate to see like that trend happening in that aspect. But I also, like you said, I also see where they come into play, for that other percentage of vapors that probably wouldn't be able to quit without that, higher nicotine, easy, simple, straightforward, pick it up, hit it sort of scenario. So it's like almost like a little catch-22. It's just trying to find the balance. And I feel like I'm on your side with, I think these bigger vape manufacturers should stick to what they're doing and let the disposable market do what it's doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let them coexist.
And that's the thing. Our market has that thing where it can coexist. I mean, you were talking about the big companies forgetting about certain sections, and that does happen because the thing about it, the bigger the company, the more likely they are to sort of scan the market, see what the next trend is, and try and jump on that. And that's what they do because they're about mass amount of sales, mass amount of product moving. And then you have smaller companies, things like Cthulhu, that are able to really narrow down to a niche, or Times Vape. Times Vape, very, very small. They focus on a niche, so they can focus on not the mainstream market, but just a section. And I think those things coexist quite well. And so for other companies to come in and say, okay, well, we'll do disposables. And here's the side part. I'm not against UL spinning off another company. We've seen this happen a ton of times.
Oh yeah.
Spin off a new name and use UL's tech and their manufacturing that to come out with a quality brand. Because I'd love to see more quality brands out there. A lot of the stuff that I've seen, like when you break it down, it looks kind of scary under the hood. Like so a lot of those disposables are just really badly made. Yep. So for UL to jump in and do it better, I'm not against that. I'd like to see it more as a separate thing. Yeah. So that it's sort of kept at arm's length and it doesn't take away from everything else that UL does.
That would be a respectable way to bleed into a different type of market, because you also have to consider these bigger manufacturers, not defending them, but they do have to keep product moving at the rate that they're used to. So if everything's leaning towards these pod and mod and disposable systems, then they're going to follow suit. But I really like that concept of just UL Labs, but the name is something else, they're known in the disposable market as these guys versus UL.
Well, Watofa was doing that for a while. They came out with the ORF tank however you're supposed to pronounce it. And like within 6 months to a year, they changed their minds and they were folding that into their main line. And OFF was going to be just basically weed products. Vaping weed products. And so they were trying to split their thing into two, but then Smock came and bought them. Or they bought Smock. Or did they buy? I keep forgetting. Did Smock buy Watofa or did Watofa buy Smock? I can't remember.
I don't remember either.
One of them is now part of the other one. I think Smock bought them.
Getting back to just pods for the moment, for pre-filled pods, and I'm probably wrong here, but one of the only kind of liquid manufacturers that I know that's doing pods was Dinner Lady, or disposables. Yeah. Dinner Lady, would be interesting to know whether they did that originally as a form of samples, or that was actually like a proper product that they were going to bring out and release, and like that whole situation. Because like why you see Aspire getting together with Sunbox, or Aspire getting together with their Prestige range and doing something else, and why isn't UL going, hey, let's get together with, I don't know, like a Killer Custard, something like that, one of these bigger companies, Vapetasia, and doing something like proper good,
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Because they're in the UK market primarily. Everything else is kind of like growth from that. And the UK market is very, very different than the rest of the world. So I think that having quality disposable products kind of works better in that market. And it's also a supplement. It's not, it's like an entry into vaping for some, but it's also a supplement to the other stuff that you do. Like I can imagine, so I live in, I don't know, Bath, and I vape and I use pods, or not pods. I use tanks and I use rebuildables, and I like Dinner Lady, etc. But I'm going to take a week off and I'm going to Glastonbury with my friends. I'm not bringing my shit with me, and I'm not bringing a battery charger. I'm going to go buy 10 disposables, stick them in my backpack.
Yep.
That's what I'm doing. And then when I'm done, whatever's left, I'll throw in a drawer. I mean, they really work well for that sort of thing. Your grandmother is on the shelf, but you finally convinced her to give it a try. Finding the right flavor, good flavor in a Dinner Lady. Great way to get her over that hurdle. And then she's going to think, oh, this actually works. In fact, I haven't smoked all day. Maybe I should get a better one. You know, that sort of transitional step.
Yeah.
Lots of good reasons for disposals. I hear so many people bag them out, especially in Australia because of our situation here. I'm not against them. I have to be really clear about this. I'm not against them as a concept, but exactly what Chris was talking about in the chat, as he refers to them, white labeled Chinese dime a dozen pods that suck balls. Those are the ones. It's bottom feeder business. And you know, I mean, you'll never see Inokin shipping their product into a company or a country where vaping is completely illegal. They're not going to try and split up their shipments and bypass the border somehow. But these companies, they don't give a shit about border controls or restrictions or anything like that.
Yeah, it's all very interesting. Interesting. I'd just on the talk of pre-made stuff as well. And we were talking about this on Sunday night, Steve. That I haven't really vapped a sub-ohm tank for an awfully long time. The only one that kind of tickles my fancy is that dual wall coiled thing from Inokin, the one that pulls the liquid into the thing. I'd like to give that a rip.
This one, it's not bad.
Oh, there you go.
It's not bad. I got one here. You want it?
Sure.
Not
that one, but if I can have...
I'll give you a clean one.
Yeah. Thanks. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, interesting.
I've honestly been kind of surprised by sub-ohm tanks lately, because there was a period in time where you could really differentiate between the different coil head, or just a different flavor or airflow off the feel you'd get from a coil head, to where now it's just they're all pretty fucking good for the most part. You know what I mean? It's just the longevity of them is kind of the give or take for me, I feel. But I feel like Vapepresso's been killing it with their coil heads the past couple years.
Yeah.
I've fallen in love with the whole GTX series they did, and even the new GTI ones that they're doing with the 200 and 100 in their iTank or whatever. They're really good coil heads, man. The flavor's banging on them. I put Chris's strawberry custard in there, and I would have thought I was vaping it out of an RTA or so, a single core.
Yeah. Oh,
we lost your sound for a second.
I think we might.
That was. I don't know what's going on. My computer's tripping out.
It's tripping, bruh. It's funny you also said Freemax before, because when I got into vapping, it was Bogan who said his top sub-ohm tank was the Freemax. And that was the first tank I bought, that one, and then I bought the U-World, whatever Crown was in those days. I think I just bought the Crown 3 when that had come out. But that Freemax, those coil heads were the first thing that made me go, oh, wow, direct lung, way, okay, here we go.
Once the switch to mesh happened, and they started really refining it, it was I feel like that's where it really just became.
Well, this kind of goes back to what you and I were talking about before the show, which is just that I think that we hit a point maybe about 2 years ago where products were at maturity. Everything was either good to great. Nothing, as long as you're talking about mainstream brands, known quality, there's very, very little that is truly subpar on the market. And so the same goes with the coils, same goes with the tanks. Some things are a bit cheaper, some things are more expensive, some things are fancier, but in terms of performance, just about everything has hit that point of being good to great. It's just where in that area
fall within that line.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. The switch to mesh just was a game changer.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like it does so well in those pre-made coil. I'm not 100% sold on like, you know, in like your RDA, RTA sort of situation. Yeah. I'm not saying that it's not good, because I do get a great flavorful vape out of it. It's just doesn't fit like my preferred style, because I like a little bit warmer. You know, I'm a mech mod guy. I like hot. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You don't really get that as much from mesh. But in a sub-ohm tank, you're not really looking for that out of a sub-ohm tank. You're just looking to get some good flavor, a good amount of production, and for it to last a decent amount of time, so you're not going to have to change it after a day. You know.
The only thing I don't like, and I guess it's something that you can judge different products on. They may be good to great in that range, but some coil heads have a what do we call it? They have a half-life, as in they're great for this period of time, and then they start decreasing, and it gradually, and you're on the end days when you're in there. Other sub-ohm tanks, their coils, they just have a life. They're great crap, and it can be between two puffs. You can be sitting there watching a movie, puff, great, puff. Oh fuck, that's horrible. Just boom, like that, just immediately. Just
that was me with the Falcon, the Horizon Tech Falcon. I loved the tank and the mesh coils and the dual barrel and all that. But yeah, 1 minute it was fantastic. The next I had half a tank that I was debating whether it was going to stick around or not. Yeah.
Yeah.
The worst thing, I guess this is too, if you're the average user, you buy a tank, you like the tank, you end up buying more coils. You've got a stack of coils. So if that happens, try to save your e-liquid, change out your coil. For me, a lot of the times I've got as many coils as they sent me. And a lot of the time it's just what's in the box. I've got 2 coils. So then you end up with that thing. It's like, I've only got 1 coil and it's a 1 ohm. I don't really want to use the 1 ohm. Yeah. And I've just killed off the 0.3. So what do I do?
Speaking on that specifically, Steve, the worst is when you get like those 2 coil heads in the package to test the product, and the first coil head you put it in the product and you burn it out instantly.
Yeah. And like I said, and
or you're just stupid and you put it in your pocket or something, or you lay it on your desk and it falls over and starts firing and burns your coil out. Like I've had that happen too. And it's just
I had a device with 1 coil, just 1 coil in it. That's all it came with. I'm looking at it and sitting at the table. It just came in. Wife's having lunch. And I'm like, what do you think of this? And she goes, oh, that's nice. Hits the button. It's like, I haven't filled it yet. Okay. And good thing they sent me 2.
The smell of burnt toast. Yeah.
Just kill the coil right off.
I'll never know, honey, and just take it back. Never know.
But you just pretend to vape it for it's great. No, I am always thankful when you get a company, and I don't expect this. It's not common practice, but when you open that box, it just puts a big smile on my face. Oh, they sent me in this color and this color, and you pull it out. Oh,
and then there's
5 packs of coils. Yeah. Awesome. Because I mean, the first thing I'll do is I will take it out and I will take one of the spare coils. I'll leave the coil that comes in the box clean so that when I film, I've got the box contents.
Yeah.
And I've used the other coils first because, it just, and also it makes a big difference too for them. I'm not sure they haven't thought of this. Imagine, I mean, I only get so many things, but imagine if you're like Rip Trippers or Grim Green level where you just get so many things coming through. To keep something on your desk, it not only has to be good, but it has to require you to not go out and hunt down coils for this thing that just came out. Right. That coil might not be there. If you want Grim Green to be vaping that on every live stream and showing it off, give him coils. And then he's going to be more likely to keep using it, isn't he?
Yeah.
Same would go for me. Like, I was using this for ages. They gave me a ton of coils for this. So I like it. I like the way it performs. I like the coils. I kept using it. Doesn't matter how much I liked it. If I couldn't get the coils yet, because they're not out in the stores yet, it sort of disappears.
Yeah, that's one thing I liked about Vapresso when I was receiving stuff from them is they always made sure, like, whenever they sent out a product. And the cool thing about a lot of their products at the time too was they were all using pretty much the same base model of coil, so like you could interchange them
Yeah.
in devices, which was, I thought, genius, because, you know, depending on what your style was and what type of device you were looking for, you could get it and you could easily find coils for it. And then if you want to upgrade, you don't have to go searching for more coils because you've already got them from your previous device.
Yeah.
Well,
I thought that was a fantastic idea.
Yeah, I was getting, I guess, a couple of boxes with each thing that came in, and then one day they sent me a package and it had like 20 boxes of coils.
Yeah,
and they
did you ever get like the little care package thing that came with like 2 of each coil that they offered in the different resistances, and then it came with like a little pack with 2 little RBA GTX things?
Yeah,
I thought that was genius too. I was like, that's awesome, because then you could literally try out every resistance that they offer, find out which one you like, and then you have a second one there, and you have all these other options. But then you also have the ability to build this little RBA, which actually isn't terrible, by the way.
Nice.
That GTX rebuildable, I did a quick build and review on that, and it is what's the word? It is one of my most personally hated videos, just because of the comments, which I never answer, because every single day I will get a comment. Does this coil work in this? Does this coil work in that? I'm like, dude, it's a GTX coil.
Whatever the GTX coil fits in, this will fit in.
Yes. Stop asking me in the comments and just go to their website and see what specific coils your specific device takes. If it's GTX, it works in there. Just got to build to the right level.
Yeah.
It's just like some people, we talked about this, I guess, was it Sunday, Adam?
Yeah.
People are not willing to do their own homework a lot of the time.
Would you believe, after we talked about that or after I ranted about that on Sunday night, Monday, and also first thing this morning, the first things that come up in my feed on the Zuckerbook are, you know, can you please tell me how to wick this? Can you please tell me which things fits in what? You know, it's like, come on, man.
Trial and error, baby. That's the only way you're gonna find out. If not, Google that shit.
Yeah,
man. Yeah. Everything's at your fingertips nowadays, people.
Yeah. It takes more time to write the status update
than it would be to
asking.
Google it.
Yeah. It's like, okay.
You got to wait like 2 or 3 days for someone to finally answer your question when you could have already looked it up and gotten past it and moved on to your next problem.
Just kind of like, there's a YouTube for that. Yeah, there's a YouTube for that. You could watch them wick it and have fun. Yeah.
Yep. As I also learned that YouTube is now the world's most used search engine. I didn't realize that. That blew my mind hole.
Yeah, dude. Everything's on YouTube now.
Yeah. We do have a very, very important question that's been asked in the chat there from a Chris Vandal. Who does have a wrench. Does Steve's beard wick well bacon rolled?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, thank you for that.
The thing is, once you twisted it and you try to get it through the coils, it's got all these little bits. It's going to catch. It's going to deform your coils. Also, it just doesn't wick very well.
Yeah, as long as the threads are all in one direction, man, that's all.
Yeah,
that
when you twist them, it's not going to capillary.
You get a choke point.
Yeah, I agree, Pam. She says people are not willing to do their own research on most things, not just vaping.
Yeah.
You know, I agree 100%.
Yep.
I fall victim to it sometimes, but a lot of the times I end up just trying to find the answer myself. And then once I get frustrated and I can't find it, then I'm just like, help.
But that's application of experience and knowledge, right? You know, like you've gained some experience, which is the hard part. So it's how one applies what you've learnt. You know, that's the other hard thing. Yeah.
As I was telling Adam the other day, I'm on a lot of camera forums, camera Facebook groups and stuff. And the things that you get asked just blow my mind. It's like people will say, I've just bought this camera. It was $4,000. Does this lens fit it? You've already bought the camera.
$4,000 on the camera. You didn't look into that beforehand?
Exactly. That's the first thing.
That's an investment there.
And the second part is like 510 connections and that they're standard connections, and you can do your research. You can find out which ones fit together. You can find out which ones have adapters available to sit in the middle. I mean, it's fairly straightforward, but to go ask without even hunting down the answer yourself, it's a bit weird. It's a little bit weird.
No, most subjects that I'm asking questions on when I do are not your ground level questions. I don't typically like to try to extend my knowledge through someone else's experience. It's more so do your research first.
I'm like you. I like to fuck up myself first, and then I know better.
Yeah, exactly. I'll waste money fucking up quietly rather than ask you and look like that big of a dunce. So
I'm not exactly the same as that, because like I'm one of those people that I also feel like in the certain scenario that the whole phrase the only dumb question is the one you don't ask is true in a lot of aspects, because there's so many times I've been in a situation and I thought it was a dumb question and then I asked it, and I'm glad I did, because it was steered in the right direction, or was actually got the actual answer I was looking for, compared to the roundabout way version, you know what I mean? So it's just like it's just knowing when and where to do it, you know what I mean? Like if it's something as simple as Google it, you know what I mean? But if it's something like that, maybe a little bit more, or even I may know somebody who I know is knowledgeable about it, then I might ask them. But it's a little. I
don't think it's a question of we're saying people are asking dumb questions. You're absolutely right.
Oh yeah.
If you don't know, you don't know, and the only way you'll find out is if you try to learn, which means asking. Yeah. You ask inside first, and then you utilize that outside. It's where they're asking and how they're asking.
Yeah.
To go ask your question on a wall with a big paintbrush, and then just sit there and wait for someone to give you the answer is a bit redundant. And that's what posting on Facebook is pretty much like. Yeah. Going to read the manual, going to the manufacturer's site, going to Google and just hunting down the information and trolling through. I'm one of those people, like if I order a new piece of gear, I've got the manual downloaded and read before it's even shipped. Yeah. And I'm watching YouTubes on how people are using this in practice, like film gear, camera gear, software that I use. I'm like learning about it before it gets here, and I'm still an idiot when it gets here. But at least I've done some groundwork. Yeah. So I find it
that 90% of the things I do have to have some sort of pattern to them, like that. Like mattresses, I know a lot about mattresses now. Why? Because for the last 6 months I've wanted a new mattress. So everything down to the different layers and what they do, I know about before I make a purchase or selection, you know. And
so what kind of mattress should I get, Matt?
A Brooklyn Bedding Aurora hybrid mattress. Ooh. But that's just
very specific.
It's like, you know what I love about that? Absolutely not a second pause to think. Yeah, just boom, here's the answer.
because
you've done your research.
Yes, I do my research. I do my digging. It's not just reviews. It's actually manufacturers and what different products do. Send me a link to that,
bro. I might actually look into that.
Is that one of those mattresses? Is that a latex mattress in a box?
It's a bed in a box. Yeah, it's a bed in a box.
Yeah, it is. 100%.
But the Brooklyn Bedding Aurora has over 1,032 individual coils or springs in it. It's got microbial levels to it.
What does it ohm out to?
Ohms out.
how much watts?
Round wire. Round wire.
Yeah, round wire. Okay. Yeah.
6 gauge. So thickness. But no, I mean, it's just when you do your research, when you actually want to learn about something before you do it, it feels better. Like my dryer was whistling. The idler pulley was whistling. It was humming. And so I looked up handyman, what it would cost to get one out here. And I thought that was ridiculous. So then I got the owner's manual. I found out about the pulley and then the replacement part number. And then I start researching the part numbers and then how-to videos. And I fixed my dryer. You don't hear it run now, you know? So
dude, my
dad, $32.
My dad is the king of that shit, bro. Something breaks around the house, or there's like a project or something that he wants to do. He is literally glued to his iPad all day, especially now that he's retired. He just sits there and he's just got his iPad and he's either scrolling Facebook or just watching videos on YouTube. Like he was like changing like the brakes on their new vehicle, and he didn't really know exactly where something was, so he's like YouTube, pulling it up, watching videos. He does it for everything.
And there's public libraries everywhere in the US. I don't know about you guys, but in the States there's free information in these libraries that you could go and grab. I weekly visit my local library. It's awesome. There's a creek there. The dogs come, they run in the creek. It's a good time, but it's there. Information is knowledge, king, and it's there.
It sounds like you would fit in perfectly in our house. Each and everything, like it's become this almost a standard weekly practice. It's like we need something. Okay. Right. Pull up the chair next to my wife at her computer.
Yeah.
Set up the coffees. Okay. She's got 3 screens. We got 48 tabs open. She's comparing. She's moving things around. She's like, well, that and that and that. I mean, it will take us 8 hours to decide what kind of blender to buy. Yes. But when we get it, it's the right blender.
Yeah.
We bought
100% agree.
We bought a dish rack recently. Bought it from Amazon. We have an issue where our dishes go with our sink. There's a wall there, and so it's Australia. It's moist. I live in a rainforest. Mold grows on the wall. It's like, that's not good. It's gonna kill us, right? I wanted a rack, one of those racks that goes over the sink. So it sits over the sink, and you put the dishes above, and it drips into the sink, and it's all good. Got lots of little sections you can move around. So I find one on Amazon. It looks good. It's a decent price. I send it to her. She spent 4 hours researching the company, finding alternatives, sending back to me, this is no good, but this one looks better. It looks more sturdy. What do you think? Come through. I bring through the coffees. I sit down. She's got 3 screens, 48 tabs open. They're all different dish racks, all on Amazon. Like, we finally ordered one from the States.
Dude,
and
honestly, I catch myself going down those rabbit holes on Amazon a lot too myself, because like I'm trying to find the best of whatever it is I'm looking for, and there's so many of whatever it is that you're looking for out now. You know what I mean? That you have to sift through all the bullshit to find something worth actually buying.
And yet you have to do it on Amazon. You have to do that research because
it's the only way.
And how many people go to these products and you're making these big decisions and look for the negative reviews? You go straight to the 1-star reviews and see what their complaints are.
You go to the negative reviews and then you discount 50 to 70% of them as being done by idiots.
Yeah.
First thing is like, dude, have you ever used X before? Clearly not. I mean, I know.
Well, they give it a bad review because like it wasn't delivered on time. You know, that's got nothing to do with the product.
Yeah. I love hearing those too.
Or the other thing,
if that's most of their reviews, though, I like the product even more. If it's just dummy reviews.
The only thing as well, when you're going to look at specifications of a certain product and then they don't put any, that really, really gets on my goat.
Yeah.
I want to know the details.
Or don't clearly describe what's included in the packaging.
Yeah.
Where it's like you see all this stuff in the image and this and that, and then you go reading through the description and it doesn't say whether or not it comes with A, B, or C.
Yeah.
And either A, B, or C is usually an intricate part of whatever it is that you're fucking buying it for.
Yeah. Tying up what we were talking about with our products before, I think what Pam actually said was quite poignant. It says there, I keep building RTAs and they're all broken because they leak every time. Where can I complain? Where can I complain? Like, that's exactly what the question should be. And in fact, that's what I'm going to start doing is what thread can I complain on? You know, I'm looking for inspiration of what social media platform will give me the most engagement. Where can I complain?
The amount, and there are certain things that seem to, I don't know, befuddle people. Like in my reviews, the comments that are negative, it's always on things that, I don't know. Like, so you've heard me rant about people with the Zeus before. It's like, whether you like the Zeus or not, it doesn't leak if you use it properly. And the amount of comments I have with people saying it's leaking on them, it's like, dude, it does not leak. I guarantee you it cannot leak. If you put it together properly, it will not leak. You've put your coil in wrong. So the base isn't done up properly. Now it's leaking. User error. But, you know, they've tried it. They had some leakage. They didn't think to fix it. Now they're just going from review to review. For the next 2 years, they'll just go from review to review. I bought this and I hated it and it leaked and I threw it away after 2 days. Well, so you didn't troubleshoot? No.
Yeah. That requires thought.
Yeah. I've heard so many of those horror stories just from like my buddies that work at vape shop. Shout out to Still Valley Vapors. But like people will come in and be like, "Oh, I want a replacement. This is broken. It's leaking everywhere." and it's literally exactly what you said, Steve. Either the coil's in wrong, they put the wrong coil in it that doesn't even go to that product.
Well, I got these old coils from Kangertech. They'll fit right.
Yeah, or they come in and buy a pack of coils and then come back and try to get their money back and say these are the wrong coils. You sold me the wrong coils. No, you bought the wrong coils. I asked you what you wanted. This is what I gave you. It's not my fault you don't know what coils. I don't know what tank you're vaping on. You know what I mean? I don't know what resistance you use, what wattage you're vaping at.
Yeah.
Whether you like a single coiled or the dual mesh in the whatever. You know what I mean? That's your responsibility as a vapor to know what it is that you're using. You know what I mean?
But to jump on this, bottom airflow RTAs, RDA, just leaking can occur, and those are knucklehead questions. Sure, I get that. But even the simplest battery question, I always want to pay close attention to. I always go, let's pop your batteries, let's give them a feel, let's look, those are the kind of situations where I go, we're going to take this one serious. But bottom airflow leaks.
Batteries, if you're not careful, is a danger area, whereas leakage is just an inconvenience.
Yeah.
And
somewhere though, because I worked a fair amount in hospitality, somewhere along the line, we started doing this really weird thing where people would come in and order food and then take one bite and go, I don't like this, and demand a replacement. And somehow the industry just took that as normal. And now that's a thing. If you go into a restaurant and you order something you don't like, you can just get a replacement. That's weird to me. That's just a mentality that I don't understand. Like, if I take a risk on something I've never had before and I don't like it, that's on me. Yeah. That's not on the company. They have I don't think they have any responsibility to replace it. So and this extends to this, like if you buy a mod or a pod or whatever and it doesn't work for you, that's on you. If it works the way it's supposed to, if it works the way it's intended to, and you don't like it, that's on you. If you named the wrong coils, why did you buy UL coils? You have a Zeus tank. They don't fit. That's on you. That's not on the company. Don't expect a replacement. Just fucking own your business and pay for it.
Absolutely.
I'm going to jump in here with a little bit of battery talk. There's a few people talking about batteries in the chat, but also here on the panel. And tomorrow, here's my dad talk, stern dad situation. I'm taking my batteries to get them recycled to a proper battery bin, and I'm feeling really good about it because I have a shit ton, a literal shit ton of batteries that I don't use anymore. So I'm telling you all at home, battery safety, but also dispose of your batteries properly. Get it done. Don't leave them in your drawer, because I've got mine sitting in my drawer, and I feel like when I go to bed at night time, I'm kind of like expecting something to happen. I don't want that to happen. It only needs to happen once. So sort yourself out. Sort your batteries out.
I'm going to go on my rant again, but again, coming from cameras, I have this. This is a camera battery, and it's got probably two 18350s in there. It slides in. It's got little clicks there. When you get them, they come with a little cover on, so you can keep them, but I never use them. And they just slide into the camera. These are used in all sorts of things. And this one specifically is used on cameras, multitude of cameras. It's used on sliders, like motorized control things. It's used in all sorts of stuff. And there's bigger ones that I have that are used for some of that stuff, but also you can use it to power lights and all sorts of stuff. They're awesome. Why have we not gotten to the point where our batteries come like this? This is safe. I can throw this in my pocket. This is perfectly safe.
Certainly safer. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'd have to get a little piece of metal and purposely try and bridge, and they're recessed. The contacts are recessed. So I'd have to try and get in there. Much, much safer. And it's going to take far more beating than those plastic wraps that we have, those cheap, nasty, chintzy. Why haven't we gone to this? Because
that's a good point.
Something like that would just slide in, and you close your door, and you wouldn't see it, and it would just pop it out, pop it in the charger, a new one, safe,
because
convenient.
Most 18650s are paired. You normally have your pair of these for a year or so. Yeah,
and you could have like three sizes: a single, a double, a small one. It'd just be so much. It would just make so much more sense.
I'm laughing with Ern there, but I'm also I see that. Can I just break open my laptop battery pack and replace the 18650s? I unfortunately see that too much on the interwebs.
Yes,
people saying they reclaimed batteries from their wherever to reuse them in some other application. Like that is really actually happens a lot, and that's
drill
really
packs.
Scary. Yeah.
And there are instructionals that you can find.
Right. That's
for breaking open and removing all the soldering marks and stuff. Because that's the thing. Is like I've said this a ton of times. These batteries were designed for that. They're in drill packs. They're in if you've got a clock that is just rechargeable or anything that's rechargeable. It's batteries built in there. And so you can crack them open. You could possibly reclaim them, but they're not the right ones for what we're doing.
No.
And they're worn. And
that's the main thing.
Yeah.
Do you have the right voltage? Do you have the right amperage? Are you applying it for a different application that needs longer draw? There's so many factors that people don't consider when they do these. Yeah. So that's the one I take serious is the batteries. When it's a battery question, I always take it serious and I always want to over teach. That's my longtime friend Blake. He'll call me Teach. He says, "Oh, Matt's the type of guy that when you ask him what time it is, he wants to show you how the watch works." So I'd rather overdo it so you walk away knowing.
That's a good reputation to have.
Yeah,
you're an authority.
It's safer. Well, it's a safety feature. Safety first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, getting back to that, I'm more worried about transporting the 17,000 batteries, 18650s that I have in a plastic bag than I am. So
duct tape.
Yeah.
Duct tape the ends.
Your best friend, just put a little piece of duct tape or some electrical tape over both positive and negative end of your battery.
Yeah.
When I do it, it's literally like a half a day sitting at the desk, and just tape the ends, and then I tape two together, and I tape the ends, and tape two together, and then I've got like a pile of doubles, and then I tape them all together so they're not moving, and then they go into a box, and then I'm carrying the box around. It's a big job.
Yeah.
And Adam, you're bringing them into your friend's recycling company?
No, this kind of only applies to Australians, but
right.
And even so, I think maybe. So nationwide for any Australians, Officeworks, which is kind of like a Staples here in Australia. Officeworks will take. I'm not sure it's every store, but most stores will take batteries, including lithiums. But one in particular for South Australia, Drake's, which is like a convenience store, grocer kind of thing. They have bins in every store, apparently, across the state. So I'm going to get the...
I can just imagine it, though. I mean, they've got this little bin in the corner, and they're used to, like, changing it out once a week. And you come up with a truck
with 4 kilos of batteries. Yeah. It is. It's literally like shovel. 2 kilos of batteries. Yeah. Because, like most places won't take them. And then I asked the question last time I was in a vape store, which was a couple of weeks ago. I said, do you take batteries for recycling or for that's not even the right word. What would you call that? Reclaiming? Not sure. Yeah. But they said, but we don't know what to do with them. So they've got a stock of batteries sitting in the back of their shop. And I just kind of went, what? And the dude was like,
they need the truck. They need the truck. It's straight up to Officeworks.
Oh, there you go. Matthew Welch, Best Buy and Home Depot for the US users. Do it. Sort your life out. Sort your batteries out. Get it done. Yeah.
With all heavy use.
All of this somehow reminds me of when I was a kid. I was 14, and my best friend got I don't know why, he got a box of parts. This is back in the Radio Shack days. So he just had a box of capacitors and resistors and just, they were just like all in little Ziploc bags, just tons of them. He's like, he paid $15 from a friend for them. This is a huge box. I'm like, oh, we're going to do something cool with this, are we? He's like, yeah, come on over tonight. I'm like, okay. And so I turn up at his house and I go to his room and he's got, I kid you not, the plug from a clock radio. He's cut off the end. He's stripped the wires. And what he's doing is he's picking up any random one, wiring it in, laying it on the carpet, and plugging it in. And he would just grab the next one. Let's see what, this one's green with purple stripes. Let's see what this does. He went through the whole fucking box. I have no idea. I only stayed for like 20 minutes because it was kind of cool. But then I got scared. It's like, you're going to burn your fucking house down. I'm going home. I'll read your obituary tomorrow. He's still around.
Damn.
I don't know how he's still around.
That's what you call cheap entertainment.
Yeah.
Fellas, we're at that time. We're at the end of the time zone.
No, we're not. I refuse to believe it.
Yeah.
We've got an hour to go. We just started.
Yeah.
Let's talk.
Let's use this time. Ignore what Steve said. Let's just use this time to a little bit of self-information. Frames. What have you got coming up, brother?
Well, if you guys missed my live review of the Squire RDA, that's the replay should be up on that. If you guys want to go and check out my thoughts and see a little build section in there. I'm not sure how good it is. I have such a hard time building in frame on live streams because it's like I'm so like I have to have like my hands so much further out to be in frame, and then I can't see what I'm doing. But you guys can go check it out and at least hear my thoughts about it. That's over on my channel. As well as the Green Room happening every Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Rashawn Typhon and Overdrip. Love hanging out with all the Shed heads over there in the chat. So come over, come hang out. And of course, Shed Time Podcast on all your podcasting platforms. Go check it out. You can follow us on SoundCloud and get an opportunity to win some cool stuff if you're following us over there. So go over there, go check that out. And then, yeah, I think that's about it, man.
Congrats on the 500, by the way. Congrats on the 500.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Mr. Sewerrug, you got a little something coming up this year, is that right?
I absolutely do not, but I do love talking sewer. So if anyone has sewer-related questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Okay, whether it's the loo, if it's the sink, any drain pipe related questions, I'm here to help. So no pressure.
We need to get you a gimbal and a camera, and you can do sewer reviews.
Yes,
I'd watch that.
There's actually an Aussie fella I watched, The Penetrator, and he makes really YouTube. It's a sewer reference. It's a sewer reference.
Are you sure you're talking about the right channel there, brother? Yeah.
It's on YouTube. PG viewing.
Sounds like an OnlyFans page to me.
Yeah. Only pipes. Yeah.
But yeah, I love talking sewer. So if anyone has any sewer related questions or just wants to hear the movie trailer voice for Vappies, go ahead, reach out.
Yeah. We need to do some B-roll action for that and create a movie trailer for this summer. Yeah, that'd be.
Dude, I bet you we could do that and then pitch it to a studio, and they might make it.
Next time I'm doing like something really cinematic for the intro of one of my reviews, I'm gonna have to tap you for the voiceover.
Right.
Here to help. I love doing that.
Nice. Stephen, what have you got coming up this week, sir?
I got one more review coming up this week for This Little Beast. I have the usual Thursday morning stream where I sort of hang out and talk about what people want to talk about. We'll see where that goes. Thursday morning, we just have coffee and shoot the shit, basically. And then, of course, Sunday, we're back to episode 2 of the year, episode 86 of the stream, the Aussie Vape Show, which... it's just a little thing we do where we hang out. We talk about kangaroos, wombats, and vaping.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I got this week.
Nice. Well, fellas and Steve, thank you very much for all hanging out with us. We want to thank you at home for allowing us to come into your eye holes. Have an amazing week. Happy 2022. I keep saying that, thinking I'm saying it wrong, but it is 2022. It's early days, and it's going to be amazing. I can just feel it in my jigglies. It's going to be an amazing year. We will see you next week. For those also watching for Mr. Vandal, Friday Fallout. I'm not sure if it's on this week. Maybe
he says no. He says he's cancelled.
He said it's cancelled. Yeah. Vandal's been cancelled. You've heard it here first on the Amigos and Co. But we'll see you on the interwebs. We'll see you on the YouTubes, and keep on vaping. Is that the right thing you say? Get your vapies on. There you go.
Smoking is dead. Vaping is the future.
That's
and
right.
The future is now.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. We will see you next week. Yeah.
Peace out, it.
That's all, it.